welcome to UGRC150, which is critical thinking and practical reasoning. I was explaining earlier that we want to maintain our online etiquette to allow for effective teaching and learning, communication. So you can hear me and I can also hear you. You can hear your colleagues who have something that they want to contribute, something good. And it helps if it is collegial. So you hear your colleague make some input and you are inspired because you see him or her as, if you like, at your level and still able to make such input. That really is helpful. Okay, so engaging in an effective manner will be expected of all of us. All right. The second thing I was touching on was to give you who I am, information about who I am. I'm Dr. Nancy Miles Garforjimfi. I'm a lecturer of the University of Ghana, and I'm going to be teaching this course. I've seen a hand up. I will take that in a minute. Unless it's very urgent, please kindly unmute and ask what the question is, because I see a hand shot up. Go ahead. All right. If it was an error, then we can continue. Joseph Ampa, your hand is up. Joseph Ampa, your hand is up, please. And you are muted. If it is an error, I could go ahead. So you find time to drop your hand. All right. So I was just saying that I'm going to be teaching this course, UGRC150, with two other colleagues, Dr. Stephen Nkansa Morgan, and then Mr. Daniel Okansi. The three of us together will be the lecturers on the team teaching UGRC 150, critical thinking and practical reasoning. We'll be ably assisted by 7 tutors. They will help to communicate content to you, like we do always for the distance education teaching. Okay. If you have any questions now, I want to take them before we delve straight forward into our content proper. So I see some hands up. There's one hand up. Please go ahead with your question, if it is a question. You will have to unmute first. Right, let's go on. If it's a question, it will definitely come. Joseph Ampa, your hand has been up. I don't want to brush you aside, but you are muted. You have to unmute yourself and ask the question. All right. I suspect that it might be an error, so we will go on. If the question comes up, ask it anytime. That is why we are here, to assist you. Now, so we will quickly go to how to work around it. I was explaining that I'm also the coordinator of the course UGRC 150. That is University of Ghana required course, and the code is 150. You will be doing another University of Ghana required course, I think sometime next semester, which is academic writing. That is not what we are doing now. Okay, so the UGRCs are all University of Ghana required courses. That simply means those courses are taken by every student of the university, regardless of your college or department, etc. It's a university-wide course. So if you want to earn a degree in the university, then you would have to have had those trainings in those courses. One of them is UGRC 150, which is what critical thinking and practical reasoning. We are going to engage content on how to think critically about matters and how to proffer what practical solutions, practical responses to those problems that we diagnose. Life and education and academia is all aimed at trying to proffer solutions to life's problems. So whether in medicine or zoology, botany, meteorologists, religions, sociology, psychology, all the courses that we are busily engaging and getting training in are aimed at something to deal with problems of everyday life. That is what we are in school or in professions to do, to solve certain kind of problem. So the economist is busily trying to help us navigate our current situation. The moralist, the religious person, and etc., are helping us solve a certain kind of problem. The international relations officer, the business administration student is going to learn how to deal with a certain problem, a certain focus. The lawyer, etc., etc. So critical thinking is going to give us certain tools, and we are going to go through that shortly. But that is why it is required by the University of Ghana that you take that course. We don't care which particular, emphasis your training is on. You have to have critical abilities. Otherwise, you will struggle with, first of all, solving the problems of life. But more importantly, sometimes you have the solutions, but even how to communicate it to be beneficial to people will be problematic. And that is why we want everyone to go through that. So if you don't pass UGRC150 and pass it well, just like the other UGRCs, you will not graduate, even if you had all A's in your specific department. The university will not graduate you because we don't want people going out there wielding so-called degrees, but they are unable to think critically about matters of society, of church, of family, of government. You can't think critically about the issue. So what is this thing we call critically thinking? And then not just thinking about them critically and looking all important sitting in your chair, but most importantly, the second half is what? After you think critically, you offer practical everyday solutions. You reason about the matter, practical, that it will be useful to society. That is the course in a jiffy, okay? And so it is coordinated. That's why you are going to have a team of lecturers engaging you. And for distance education, we beef up your instructors with tutors as well. So the first two sessions, if you have looked at the course outline, some of the things I'm saying are repeated there. I've already seen some emails from some of you, and I think that with time, some will settle in. You cannot be spoon-fed in the university. It's not good training. You will be given direction because we respect you as a matured person. Matured here meaning that you have gained admission into university. The degree given to you is an honorary degree. You are honored because you are a mature person. We are not treated like a baby where you come and ask, oh, please, so that they notice that. Do you really mean what you said? If it wasn't meant, it wouldn't have been sent out there. You see that? So the announcement tool is for your own, how do I even put it? For you to use. Not that when announcements are sent, then people will expect that they would still come and ask for information that was already put in the announcement. That is not good training. I am not going to mute all again. Please listen to me. I'm not going to mute all again. If you unmute and it is disruptive, we will cancel the session and continue to Unit 2 when we meet next. You see, people have to be responsible. I have communicated to the class that when you keep unmuting yourself and telling us what you are doing in your house, when others are busy, there are about 136 of us already logged on, and I'm sure more students will come in. It becomes disruptive. We can't put that content as a recorded live session for others to come and listen to. What to do. I mean, it is a nuisance to others, so we won't be able to share it. Keep yourself muted, please. If you don't know your way around the virtual classroom, it's fine. We all learn. I know some are new to it. It's fine. So don't fidget with the icons you see on your screen. You see that, so that you don't unmute yourself inadvertently and then disturb others. Okay, we want to have a very serious, enlightening session. Distance only means that you can sit in your room or you can sit in your office and still engage serious academic work. That is what it doesn't mean. It is a joke. Otherwise, your degree is funny if you earn it through distance education. Distance education is as a serious, and then it's also as serious as when I come into the lecture hall and look at my face and I look at you. So you have to make it count. And a lot depends on you, the student, for all the classes you will attend, not just this one. So let's keep it that way. If you were in the physical lecture hall, you will not turn on your phone whilst the lecturer is standing there talking. You won't even turn and be eating banana or something. See that. Let's have the same decorum so that you can receive serious content from people who have attained and earn their place. And you also add it to yours. So let's work that way. Then you see that it will be beneficial. Your school fees will matter. Otherwise, you have paid so much and everything is like a joke. No, not at all. Okay. So please be at each other's keeper. If you see that your friend has unmuted, you can send him a personal chat. Please mute him so that we can. And that's respectful and nice. All right. So I go quickly to Sakai. Since some of you were asking me where to find Sakai and stuff like that. The orientations were meant to help you. If you went for the orientation sessions, then you will know your way around Sakai. But I'll take some few minutes to help those who don't know that. So I'm sharing my screen now, and I'll go to my Sakai page, and I hope that it can benefit some of you. You should have your pin if you want to go to Sakai. Sakai is just the lecture room online at University of Ghana. It's a learning management system. So that is where you will go to if you want to access your content as a distance education student. Okay, so I am now on Sakai. If you go there, and I think you should see my screen now. I'm sharing. If somebody can unmute, and that will be noisy. So let me take someone. Abrakwa Ebenezer, if you are there, could you unmute and tell me if you can see my screen? I'm sharing an interface that says Sakai. Abrakwa Ebenezer, if you can unmute. Or if Fiapinama, any one of the two names I've mentioned. We don't want too much noise. Okay, said Kofi Edu's hand is up. That's fine. Thank you very much. Said, is there a question or you were going to react to my query? Said. All right. Thank you very much, my lady. So we can go on now quickly. If you can see my screen. Now, this is Sakai. When you see this, then you will now key in your ID, student ID that was given to you on your admission letter. Mine is a staff ID, so I've keyed that in. Then you were given a PIN. I have a password, so I would type that in. And then when I enter, it takes me straight to the course, the Sakai main page. You see, this is mine. You will have maybe one or two, or depending on the number of courses you properly registered, you find them as shortcuts up here. Okay. Now, if it didn't show here, then you would go to this top. Look on my screen, please. The top right corner here, you see the 9 dots, or if you like, some call them ellipses. I don't know. They are square dots up there. They are 9 in all. If you selected that, it will open and show you all the courses according to the semester. So this is a lecture site. Don't worry about the number of. I teach quite a number of courses. But see, this is Sem 1, first semester. That is in 2022-2023. So this is the first semester of the year, academic year 2022-2023. Now you see that for me, I have some courses that are, let's say, PHCL 2011. This is philosophy and classes level 200 first semester. That's what it means for main campus. Main campus is 1. City campus is 4. There's another course. It's main campus. It's city campus. Now the UGRC that I'm engaging you on right now, look at it. It's UGRC 151, first semester of 2022-2023. I'm pointing at something as I speak. So if you are looking and listening, you'll benefit more. This site then will be for main campus. Now the same course is listed for the same semester S1 2023, but the description is different. This is 3. This is College of Health Science. It's different from the regular main campus students. Okay, so this College of Health Science, like Kolebu and the others. Then you see the third one here. It's the same course, UGRC 150, first semester, yes, 22-23, yes. But look at the description. This is 30. So if I want to engage my distance education students, I go to where the 30 is. If I wanted to engage main campus students, I'll go to where the 1 is. Now, you as a student won't have different campuses like that. You can't belong to more than one campus. So you would see that for D student, all your courses, let's say I did business, adult education, something, you see that it is UGBS, maybe 101. Then the next description, there will be 30, S1, 22, 23. For all the other courses, you see 30, 30, 30. Now, because we are going to UGRC 150 for you, the DE student, you will select the UGRC 150 30. And then when you select that, it means you are now in the course site for UGRC 150. And so mine, you see that because I have other courses, that one is highlighted in yellow up here. That is what will happen if you go into your UGRC 150 properly. So you can't go looking for an announcement or a test or quiz for UGRC 150, you as a student. And then for you to enter that quiz, you go and select, let's say, your UGBS course site. You won't see it. So the few people who sent messages, I'm not seeing the site info. I won't be able to do it. I don't have access to you. You have to find UGRC 150 30. That is the course site for the course in question. If it's another course, then you select the other one. And I hope that is clear. So now we are going to our UGRC 150 30. And so I'm inside that lecture room, if you like, for distance education. Which course? UGRC 150. Which level? Level 100. Which year? The 2022-2023 academic year. Which semester? First semester. Now, as soon as you get there, you see that there are courses on the site, just like WhatsApp or if you like Facebook or the online LinkedIn, what have you. The interface is managed in the text. I'm using a laptop, so the spread is relatively a bit different, but it is not too distinct if we're using a smartphone. You should look out for certain things. What you are viewing is the lecturer's view, but it is not too different as you see it now from a student. I could view it as student and you see that it's not as different. Okay, so what do you look out for? The left side, you have tools. I'm taking, see how much time I'm taking to take you through Sakai, and then afterwards the course outline and stuff like that. I don't want excuses. I will examine you by the grace of God. We will not be dead. I know what I'll look out for. And I want students to do well. If you had made some inquiries, you know that, oh, they said this lady, she's very this and that she's good. She said, yes, but she's firm. So I like to lay out the if you like, the ground rules so clearly, patiently, so that the student who is also eagerly interested in earning themselves a place in life will get the information they need and discharge their part of the deal very well. So look at how much time we are spending on pedagogical issues, not yet the content. All right. So I said at the left side of your course site, now you understand what I mean by the course site. Which course do we have in mind, what we are discussing now? So you can apply the same to your UGBS or your InfoStats, information studies, or academic writing, whatever. You see, you can apply the same rules there on your Sakai. Now, these are called tools. Look at the left side. So one of the tools on the course site is overview tool. Another one is called the syllabus tool, announcement tool, and so on and so forth, all the way to the end. Okay, you would have the calendar tool, resource tool. Take note of the resource tool. Some say resource, the English folks. So resource tool, that is where we put every resource that you will need for the course. I put it there. Dr. Morgan will put it there. Ms. Oganse will put it, the three of us. And then our able tutors. Normally, the tutors won't alter content. So they would come and engage you based on what has been put there. But if you need like lecture 1 slide, like lecture 2 this, course outline this, that is where all your resources are. Resource, information, content that you need will be put there. Take note of it. So if I opened it, you see that those who have done that already, you see that you have lecture slides from topic 1 all the way to the end of the lecture. It's there for you to start engaging. Okay, now down here we see assignment tool. So if we tell you that we have posted an assignment, a notice comes, an announcement gets to you by your email. If your email is activated, you will be receiving all emails. If it hasn't been activated, it is not the end of the world. Go to the site yourself all the time. Go and check, like the way you check your email or like the way you check your WhatsApp messages. It is your responsibility. You want to earn a degree. Do sorry and apart. Then you just go, when you wake up, you just check, hey, let me see if any of my courses has any announcement posted there for me. So you go to the announcement and read. Now, if a notice comes telling you that an assignment has been opened, maybe the assignment is worth 10%, it is due, today is 14, so maybe the assignment is due in a week's time or something like that. You don't have an excuse. So I didn't see that there was an assignment. Please, I posted it at the test and quizzes too. Please, I put it in the chat room. Hey, Auntie Adwa and Brian, you can't post assignment answers in the chat room. You can't, because the chat room is accessible to everyone on the system. They can read your answer and then now go and post it as theirs. How do you check plagiarism? It's not an assessment tool. Okay, so this is the assignment tool which allows you to work on your response. Maybe if it's an essay, you can be typing, and when you get tired, you pause it, you save it as a draft, and then go and do some other thing. Maybe you're a worker, you're a child, you have to attend to something, you do all that. Later, you can always come back to it and continue. That feature is possible as assignment. You can't do that, Auntie Adwa, at tests and quizzes. No. Test and quizzes is also an assessment tool, but it is timed, a timed tool. So if you have to do any assessment placed at the test and quizzes tool, the one I'm highlighting now, it means you should have your time by you. If you log out or you pause or you save it, sometimes as soon as you save, the work submit. Sometimes it doesn't even submit. It will hang there, you not get any mark. So what? So know the tools. That's all I mean. That is test and quizzes too. So multiple choice questions, interim assessments, depending on what was said there, sometimes you use it. It's the same rule for all other courses. It's true. And then there is the discussion tool. The discussion tool is also an assessment tool. That means we can pull your grades from there into the grade. I can use it to assess you. These three: discussion tool, assignment tool, test and quizzes. Okay, but the discussion tool is such that we can put one question there and then solicit your responses. It's like a discussion. So you are able to read sometimes other people's feedback only after you have contributed. And let's say I asked, say we were doing a course, and then I said, Ghana's economy is in shambles because of inefficient management. Do you agree? Give reasons. I tell you in the discussion question, I say, your response should not exceed, let's say, 50 words. So you come and you respond. You earn a mark. The system keeps record of everything. Some students don't know. The system keeps record, even your activity online. Some people never visited the site. They never read anything. Normally, lectures don't tell the student because we are able to check. But I'm telling you so that you'll be minded. You're a distant student. We want to know if you were there. The system checks that, okay, at least to a certain degree. So you come and you respond. Maybe your response is 5 marks. Then your participation in it another 5 marks, equal to 10. So your ability to contribute earns you a mark. Then after you contribute, you are able to read other people's views. Not that you won't contribute some, but you want to know what the possible options are. Sometimes that discussion question comes back in your exam where it is timed. And if you did a review of other people's responses and how the various perspectives that people had about the matter, then you are more enriched and you are able to contribute so that tomorrow, if we make you a minister of whatever, then you are able to, as much as possible, serve us well. Don't put us in awkward positions. Okay, so those are the three: discussion to assignment to test and quizzes. The grade book then compiles all your grades I've earned. And then this is the chat room, which you know. The chat room normally will be for you yourselves as students. You want to find, oh, what time is at this? You put it there, your colleague will come and see it and respond. I don't normally use the chat room because of all the inconveniences that comes with it. Okay, if it is an important question and you asked, and there are 500 of you in that group, imagine 50 people came to ask their question. By the time you are responding to the first person, there will be 49 other. So it is not a healthy place to engage in serious academic discussion. That is why we don't use that. But you can say, oh, please send me the link for today. Someone in the group may see that and then respond to you. I am live like this, and then I'm sure that the team of tutors will also be live. They might even share their phone contact with you if you comport yourselves well. All right. Then at site info is for the lecture, so you don't need that much. There is also the email tool where you are able to send an email directly to a colleague or your lecture. So let's go to the overview tool, which is highlighted now. It means that is what you see now. If you went there, you see the course outline, and I would want one of you to read. I'll call extemporaneously. So everybody be on standby. The course is in the University of Ghana, UGRC150. All those details are there. First semester of 2020-2023. I'm taking you now through the course outline. That's what I'm doing. Everything that God willing will do from start to finish. Okay. It's Department of Distance Education. The person you are speaking to now is the one whose detail is up here, Dr. Nancy Miles Bapo JP. My office is in the Philosophy Department of Main Campus, room 23. I try and keep my office hours Mondays 12 to 2. That is to address concerns that have not already been communicated. This course harbors thousands and thousands of students. Main campus, we have over 6,000 for this semester alone. City campus last semester, 3,000. Main campus last semester, 6,000. They are in the thousands. So all I'm trying to tell you is, so you cannot walk into the office unannounced and say, oh, Doc, please, I wanted to find out if tomorrow's class will come on. You can imagine what that means. That is why the announcement tools are there. So tomorrow's class is scheduled at 8 a.m. Then it goes to 6,000 students at once. Let's say 1,000 of them didn't see. They can come and check later. But if all these thousands and thousands of students are coming for matters that can be read and dealt with, then you will see why sometimes lecturers don't make themselves available. So let's make use of these outlets. That's all I mean. Okay. I keep to the emails. Emails don't sit overnight, by the grace of God. They don't sit overnight. I read through all of them. Sometimes the minute you send it, I respond to it immediately. Okay, so we'll try and work that way. These are the details of the course instructors for this semester for DE. Okay, so those are their emails. They also work at it. But because these lecturers are doing other courses, it is in your own interest to keep to the coordinator's email if you have direct issue on the course, so that you can get upfront response, not one that will go run about, come to the coordinator, go through the same sources before coming to you. It might delay. Okay, then those are the two tests we have and their details. The course description. Can I have one of you read it quickly, please? If you can see, if you cannot see, no problem. You can read it on your own. So let me see who. If you want to read, please raise your hand. Okay, I've seen Isaac's hand. Isaac, please read.
Yes, please. Okay. Course description. Critical thinking is the careful, deliberate determination of whether we should accept, reject, or suspend judgment about a claim and of the degree of confidence with which to accept or reject it. Critical thinking operates according to rational standards in that beliefs and claims are evaluated by how well they are supported by reasons. This course will introduce learners to the methods and principles used to distinguish good, which is correct, from bad, which is incorrect reasoning. The course will provide concepts and techniques that are required to be employed in critical thoughts and practice within the academic arena and everyday life. It also aims at giving learners these tools to be able to critically analyze and distinguish between various types of discourse, reasoning, and belief.
Thank you so much. That was well read. Thank you very much, Isaac. So
You're welcome.
that is a description of the course. We are describing all that the course critical thinking is about. You have been told briefly that it is a training in how to suspend your judgment about a matter until you have enough justification or grounds as to why that decision you are making is what? Correct or incorrect. And this is not based on feelings or, okay, I think it's correct or I think it's not correct. No. It is more based on how you give reasoned grounds. There are grounds. See, you have engaged the reasons grounding a certain claim that is being made, and you think that there is justification for accepting or rejecting that claim. Now, that skill, that training, is what we call critical thinking. You think critically about a matter. It means you are not always in a rush to conclude until you have enough justification. And you see, when we take off, you see some of the tools, the techniques, the skills, the methods that we will equip you with. Some of them are naturally there. We'll polish them up. Others will introduce them to you, even at this introductory level, for you to use in your discipline. So if the person comes to tell you that I have never been to that place before, maybe there is a missing laptop, or I always use those examples. So something is missing in a certain room at the office there, and you say, me, I have never been to that room before. Never. This is my first time in this building. I have never been here. That is your defense, you see, for claiming that you couldn't be, a suspect in this theft case, that you stole it directly. No, I have never been in this building. No. Then you continue with your witness claim. You see, that the day we came here, no, yeah, I didn't touch the laptop. See, I've never been here. However, the thing is, the day I came here, me, I didn't touch it. Now that is a problem. Have you been here or you haven't been here? Because you said you have never been here. However, the day you came here, you didn't touch it. That alone undermines the justification, the reasons, the grounds you are giving to claim that you are not a suspect. Immediately, you have become a suspect by the way you are speaking. You may not be the thief, but your language. So you will see that the critical thinker is not in a rush to say that I have caught a thief. You saw the person's hand inside the soup. You say, this one, they are caught him, Gani. This is to the investigator, the detective, the one who wants to do an investigative job. You see, I saw him. So here is the evidence. Our issue is, so the hand is in the soup, yes. What makes him a thief? He may be picking a dead fly from the soup. Yes, that's what he may be doing. The hand is in there. Yes, the guy is pulling the phone from the back of the sister climbing the throttle. You have a picture of it. A modulo. You have caught it. Really? Perhaps not. Perhaps he's the one rather pushing it in, telling the sister that be careful, be an maybe she's even with her guy. So the person whose hand is on the phone that you see is not necessarily pulling it up. Now, what we are trying to say then is that if you are equipped with a critical thinking skill, you are able to suspend your judgment. You are not in a rush to say, Charlie, the way this brother is all finely dressed, look at his huge, his beard all trimmed down. He couldn't be the one who stole the laptop. Then you are looking through the student who came to your office and say, I suspect that brother who came with the, Rasta. You are not a critical thinker. Why doing so? Open your mind. So you will see when we start engaging the flight, that I've shared that also. Those who are up to the task have seen lecture 1 already. I'll give you some examples there for you to see the skills that a critical thinker is being trained in. You will see open-mindedness, you will see analytic skills, and so on. And then we'll open them out a bit more. So what is the point? Isaac read it out for us. The point is a critical thinker, or the course called critical thinking, basically seeks to help you receive training in how to suspend judgment until, not forever, until there is justification, enough grounds to accept or reject a certain claim on the basis of those what reasoned arguments. I've used a lot of technical terms: argument, reason, justification. So we will like open them all out slowly through the 10 weeks or so that we have together. And by the time we finish, we believe that you have enough accoutrement to enter into your disciplines and critique some of them. Sometimes the content being delivered is secular. You see, secularity. I think we should just walk through this quickly and I'll go to my say secular. The person is going around in circles. Development is to develop the nation and embark on developmental projects so that the nation will be developed like the developed nation. Hey, the man said nothing. No. We are entering into campaign season. You will see, the man said nothing. On cafe, it's empty. He's just going in circles. There is a problem with the way the person is speaking. We want to know what development is. You say you want to develop the nation, so maybe I should vote for you to become a president or something. What is development? Then you tell me, it is when you develop that is problematic. What problem is that? It's secular. It begs the question. It's tautologous. So you will see that when we learn tautology, secularity, etc., you can now apply it in your own presentation. That's why you can be a good marketer. You can be a good evangelist. You can win people to your side. You can be a good legal brain. You can argue your case out because you are able to tell what the other person has in mind ahead. So you're able to interrogate matters even better. Okay, that is what basically critical thinking will do, and we expect that everyone will do that. So on the screen now, I'm sure you can read this. You passed the English. We expected that you will pass it. These are straightforward English expressions. What the goal is, see the course goal is there. How you can be conceptually clear. If there's conceptual clarity, then it will lead to effective speaking, and then it will generate sound grounds for career and life. After that, we have the course objectives. The course objectives are also straightforward. That's what we'll measure you by. We seek to give you techniques that will help you to be what? Concise in the way you are using language. Look on your screen. We'll give you modes of reasoning and argumentation. Some of the reasoning you don't need to observe. From the way the person is speaking, that thing can never be true. So you can reason out even while sitting in your office. Like the example I gave you, I have never been to that building before. However, that day when we went there, we didn't even touch the laptop. That is already false. The statement the sister has made is already false before you started the investigation. So how you diagnosed the truth or falsity of that claim wasn't based on observation. You don't need to observe. You can't be and not be at the same time in the same respect. It is not true. You can't say in heaven, all the angels there as we speak now are naked and at the same time fully dressed. Hey, Brian, then I tell you, this your vision there is suspect. They say you are carnal, you are not in the spirit. It's not a question of spirit or flesh. That cannot be true. If all the angels are totally naked, listen to what I'm saying. If they are totally naked, they can't at the same time be fully dressed. And I don't have to get to heaven to know it. I know it from the language, from the way you are speaking. Both can't be true. Totally naked, at the same time fully dressed, na lie. Hey, come and see the women at the back there. Where? Those sisters wearing suits sitting at the back there in the church auditorium. What have they done? You see, they are totally naked. Which sisters? Oh, those who are wearing the suit, can't you see them? Oh, those wearing the suit at the back. This is a Kokonsa protocol officer who has come to. Those ladies at the back, what have they done? They are totally naked. Because if you say, those who speak Tree, or they are totally naked. And I ask you, who are you referring to? You say those sitting at the back there. Then the issue is something else. Maybe you are jealous of their fine skin. tell us that we need to give them some cloth to cover up because they are exposed. Then maybe the back of their dress is showing or stuff like that. We will deal with that. But if you come and say they are totally naked, that is already false. The point then I'm making is there are certain claims that do not require observation. I'm asking you questions on these already. I'll open it in week 3. They are there. I've just hidden it. If I open it, you see your assessment 1. So listen, please, respectfully. So there are certain truths, certain analysis. The word analysis we'll get to in a minute. Breaking down matters. That's what it means to analyze. You break it down. You open it out. Like the way you open the watch, you know, when you buy it, it is all covered up. For you to enjoy it, you open it, you know, and then you find the macaroni here and the gari here and you mix it and you enjoy. When we say analyze a claim, it just means open it up, open what the person is saying out. If I say all men have done so and so, that includes my father, who is a man. So before you say, as for women, it be so then they. As for women, that's how they are. Remember that the sister sitting next to you, Jerry, does that include your mother? Be careful. Watch it. Don't raise your hand to hit her because you said, you say, oh, as for women, that's how they are. Is your mother included? If you know your mother is not included, then be careful about how you are speaking because analysis will expose you. When I break it down, if I say men are not reliable, and men are yes, and I'm jabbling it on. The brother can tell you, does that include your father? Don't get angry and say, you are insulting my father. It's not the man. So you said that men, see how you spoke, men have done so and so and so. You didn't leave anybody out. Didn't exempt any man. So by analysis, by breaking down your own statement, I'll show you what you have said. The same way if I say some men like cars, it also means some men do not like cars. So if you are standing and say, oh, politicians are corrupt, that one, I didn't leave anybody out, so I'm in trouble. Any politician I find, this is unit 6, so I've taken you through unit by unit. You haven't seen it. They are in the 6th unit now. If I say politicians are corrupt, I didn't exempt anyone, so I will be in trouble if someone is a politician sitting by me. You say, my friend, you better watch the way you are talking, okay? But if I said 90% of politicians are corrupt, and you are standing by me and you are a politician, don't say, why are you talking about us that way? My sister, I said 90%. Why are you forcing yourself to be part of the 90 when there is 10% left? I didn't call everybody. So you can excuse yourself from the way you spoke if you exempt some. Now, you will see then that back on your screen, look, we will show you different ways of recognizing, diagnosing, reasoning, argumentation, even before you get there. So some are logical truths. When we go to the slide number 3, those who have seen it already know what I'm talking about. You can distinguish that from what? Empirical truth. Empirical truth are observation based. I have to see, hear, touch, taste, or smell to be able to tell the truth or falsity. But logical truth don't depend on observation. So remember my examples about heaven. If I said all the angels in heaven are totally naked and at the same time fully dressed up, this statement I have just made is logically false. It can't happen. It is in the language. Don't tell me that, but you haven't been there. If you were there, you will know what you see it for yourself. This one is not seeable. It is in the language. If the person is totally naked and you mean that, then at the same time, he or she cannot be what? Fully dressed up. So that's the logical truth. The truth or falsity depends on what? The logic of it, the language of it. Whereas if I said it is raining heavily in heaven right now, you need to observe to ascertain. That one, the vision bearer, the one who sees vision can tell you, you haven't been to heaven. I have been there in the spirit and I saw it. You just have to shut up because you haven't been there to observe. But the other one, I don't have to be there because it's logical. So there is a logical truth. Truth just means true or false. And then there is empirical truth. And you should be able to give examples to show that. So you will see that sometimes the person who is logical or critical, who is a critical thinker, doesn't need to see certain things. She can diagnose based on the language. At other times, she will say, but you don't have enough grounds to say this or that. We need further grounds. And so the justification you seek will depend on what the type of reasoning you are dealing with. So your unit 6 and 7 will be discussing deduction and induction. And that is where it is taking you to. The earlier units, unit 1, 2, 3, will be discussing language, ambiguity, equivocation. If I say, we'll get there, let me not go ahead of myself. So language, the way you are using language. He has kicked the bucket. We already know that that could mean he's dead. It could also mean he has literally hit the bucket with his leg. And it is paining him. He's even, hurt. So you have to clarify what you mean. Otherwise, you generate ambiguity in the minds of your people. So this word ambiguity, equivocation, vagueness will diagnose them. Unit 1, 2, 3 definitions, how you give meaning. We'll look at that. And then what? What's the other one? That's unit 1, unit 2. Then we move to unit 3. And there isn't much in unit 4, the textbook to look at. Then we'll go to unit 5, empirical versus the normative, to take us to unit 6 and 7, the substantive units that discuss reasoning, argumentation, and what have you. Then we do causal reasoning, cause and effect reasoning. What caused it? All your relationships are not working. This is the 6th one you are in since January. Today is the 14th of January. You are already in your 6th relationship. There must be a reason. And please slow down with that it is in the spiritual. We've heard you. We believe that some are from the spiritual, but some too, we can diagnose the cause. What is the possible cause of this? Now, it is important because if you can't diagnose what possibly, look at how I'm speaking, the possibility, then you can't offer solutions. You can't give possible responses. Okay, so why is it that our economy is shaky or is in shambles, like, or is now rising? What is causing the fall of the dollar? Why is the Hamatan season, more intense in recent days or what have you? If I start doing that, why are we experiencing so many bushfires? I'm trying to find the possible causes of things. Now, the critical thinking looks at how people are grounding their, event on the basis of causes. We assess it, we check it, we judge it to see. Could it be that you are making a mistake by how you are diagnosing the causes? Say, as soon as grandma came inside and looked at my face, the guy that says he's coming to marry me, says he will marry me again. As soon as the Yaya entered the room, the light went off. You two have come to switch off the light. You made the lights go off. What did she do as soon as she entered, the light went off? Oh, really? So how are you diagnosing causes? Is it just a proximate? Could you be committing post hoc, ergo propter hoc? It's a fallacy, and so on and so forth. That's unit 9. And then unit 10 will engage all the informal fallacies proper, taking you through the whole course outline. Okay. So look at the delivery. We are going to do the course in 11 weeks, and this week is week 1. The course instructors have touched on it. It is a fully online taught course. I don't understand why people are still sending messages asking, are we coming in person or not? But the notice clearly tells you that. It's on the course outline. It's in the announcement. I'm sending you Teams link. Do you need a Teams link, like Zoom, Teams link that you are working with now to come to a physical lecture? You don't need it. Or that is the draw that will bring you to the physical lecture hall. Some of the questions don't. Well, anyway, so it is fully online taught. You always engage online like this. This is a distance education program, and we will work together with you to make it very effective. Okay, so that saves you some stress there. I've talked about tutors, so I move on. You should always be actively prepared for the lecture. We will do a lot of continuous assessment exercises weekly. So be alert. And I've showed you where the tools are, and we will try and send you a post, reminders, announcements, but you should also keep some of them. And I've given you the coordinator's email. So look at your assessment and grading. Please look on your screen. There will be 2 continuous assessment exercises, one in the 3rd week, one in the 5th week. The 2 will be 20% in all, 10%. So together there will be 20%. There will be take-home assignments, so you know where to post them. The second one is that you will do will be your interim assessment. I'm still conferring with your unit if they can make you do it in person but online. So if there will be computers for you to go sit in, supervise, you do it and step out. If that works for the IELTS, we'll be grateful. The final exam, I intend to insist on in-person, sit in, you are supervised to write, not offsite. But however we conduct it, it will be online. We plan not to use answer booklet unless your unit says otherwise. Main campus is like that. DE, we want to make sure that we are working to fit into what works for you there. So we'll communicate firmly on that. But the mark will be 50% final exam, 30% mid-sem, the IE, and then your first 2 will be 20% in all. So that's the breakdown on your screen. That means if you don't take any of those, continuous assessment plus interim assessment, and you just come and take the final exam, you'll get 50% if you got a perfect score in the exam, which is highly unlikely, not impossible, but highly unlikely, okay, for you to get a pass. If you go 49 over 100, it's a receipt. People don't know, okay, for critical thinking and its cohorts, the UGRC. And E is a receipt for UGRC. That means you would have to get a better grade. See the screen now, plagiarism. Someone else read for me. Mark, please read on plagiarism for me. Your hand was up for a while. Quickly, please, Mark. If Mark is not ready now, someone else can read. Okay, I see Austin. So Austin, please read for me on plagiarism.
Plagiarism, including undocumented use of internet materials in class, assignments, and examination. If detected and confirmed, will
Can I take over?
A grade X for that examination and subject that learner to disciplinary action by the university. Where 2 or more learners are found to have copied in a particular assignment or test, they will be awarded no mark for the assignment or test.
Amen. Thank you very much, Austin. Amen. Friends and families in the Lord, I want to say something to you. You can ask. Okay. I'm sorry, I just had to mute everyone again. Just to make a point. Listen, I catch plagiarized work by the grace. I have the grace to catch plagiarized work. A special grace God gave me. Apart from what the system does, the system is intricate. If you copy work, you will be caught. You ask your predecessors, they will tell you. I already explained what the 10 marks for assignment 1, the 10 marks for assignment 2 will do for you. It gives you grounds. It gives you some foundation. You stand on to progress. So copied work there, na lie. If you do, you're already out of A. So I want to caution everyone. When you see an assignment, give yourself time, engage the content and answer. Okay, don't copy, especially those who go and download people's submitted work from somewhere. You ask your predecessor, they'll tell you. You grab them like sometimes 300 people. Ditto copy. I will show you where you cited it from. Then you yourself will go and see. Okay, so please don't plagiarize. It's embarrassing. University of Ghana, our standards are very high. Okay, I believe that's why you are proudly Legon, a Legonite, and you have told people that my admission is me a Legon. Don't come and spoil our soup. Don't come and spoil our soup with bad nuts. Okay, earn your degrees. You see that you'll be confident. See how I'm speaking? Do I look like someone who's afraid of who is listening to me? No, I know my stuff. So we want to build that for you so that when you go out there in your specific life endeavor, you see that your head is up. You are not overconfident, no, but you are very confident, and then you deliver. So no copied work. It will score you a 0 and embarrass you. Thank you very much. The required test now, I'm even afraid to talk about it because we don't have enough in stock now. Okay, so if you don't get it, then you rely on the sessions. For DE, we have even given you the entire session set. They are a bit more detailed than even main campus. Okay, so you should do fine with them, and we try to be a little bit more accessible to you than our main class students. So look at the schedule and the plan of work. You see that we are doing very fine. We are not rushing you, not at all. I don't believe in that. Even if it's a little, and you know it very well, because you're also making an effort. Not that you are sitting down for someone to spoon feed you and the empire, but you have made an effort. We are also adding, and you ground it in, and that way, before you know it, you have covered the whole content, and you are well vexed in it. Okay, so we are not rushing. Look at for week 1, which is today. The topic is taught as object of scrutiny. After you have done introduction, look at my right side, the lessons. We have to introduce you to critical thinking. We'll review the course outline together. Oh dear. We'll review the course outline together. So that's what we just did. I took you through the course outline. Okay. Where is this thing? It is at overview 2. Okay. It is also a syllabus, the same course outline. I've even put it also in your resource too, so that you find it. So we review the course outline together. Then we'll distinguish the types of sentences that shape our thoughts in some few minutes. That's topic 1. We'll recognize sentence fragments and stuff like that. Look at it. We can identify the different types of declarative sentences. In fact, the second part of it should go into week 2. Okay, look at week 2. But I'm sure that by the time we finish in the next 30 minutes or so, we would have covered everything here without rushing. It's experience and grace, okay? And you also grab it very well and be able to tell your colleagues who may not have engaged. Then for week 3, then our tutors will take over and take you through these sessions, okay? As you see on the screen now, and then this one, the 4th week. Then it looks like we may come back in the 5th week, but we'll let you know. Whatever it is, you just keep to the links. If there are new links shared for the tutors, I'll share it for you so you read it. Okay. Is there any question? We just finished with our course outline. So you go through all of that. I've done that with you. Look at ambiguity. That is it, the vagueness, equivocation. I said all of that. And I told you we'll do deduction versus induction, unit 6. Okay. Look at unit 7, causal reasoning, unit 7, inductive reasoning in the sciences. Unit 9, causal reasoning. Those of you who have the textbook, you see that we'll do unit 1, 2, 3. We won't do unit 4 because it's not substantive content. Then we'll do unit 5, 6, 7. We won't do unit 8. We won't do unit 8. They'll come and do unit 9, 10. The reason is that they are almost like just more content to elaborate on a point that has already been made. So we don't want to saddle you with too much work. So just be guided by what we have put on the course outline. You do unit 7, unit 9, unit 10. So these are the units, okay? And unit 10 will deal with informal fallacies. I already mentioned those. And we'll do a revision. And then this is from your student support unit. All right, so course outline done. Any questions? We'll go to topic 1. I want you to see that everything we are dealing with is in your slide. So you see that I'm working from my Sakai, not from my desktop, so that people don't feel anxious. If I want to go to your topic 1 now, the slides on that, I'll go to your resource to see. When I select the resource tool, it will open. I'm still on Sakai nicely. It shows you what I have posted for you. I'm sure some people are saying, Brady, all these things are there. Yes, they are there. Look at when I posted it. This is my name. Look at the date, January 12th. That's for lecture 3. I've even put lecture unit 10 there. See, keep looking on your screen. This is the meeting links, the links that you can tell your friends, maybe in group 2 or group 3 or something. Oh, you don't know the links. The links are there. They are the resource too. Let me show you. Then you help the person. Okay. Unit 9. See, this is lecture 1. When was it posted? 12th of January. Already posted there. Okay. So we are going to select lecture slide 1. And then, because it's a new slide, I'll have to reshare my page. So let me log out from Sakai and then share that page. Meanwhile, do you have any questions? I see hands up. I suppose they all wanted to read. Aku, your hand just shut up. If it's a question, please ask.
It's a question.
Please go ahead.
Please, regarding the plagiarism, are
Yeah.
we going to be trained or tutored on APA style usage?
Oh, it's not even APA style. Plagiarism just means I try to tell students in literal terms, don't steal someone's idea, or not idea, someone's submission and say it's yours. It's as simple as that. Okay. So if you are writing a response to a question, write it yourself. If you are taking someone else's idea, paraphrase it, depending on the question. And this applies to every course. It's not just critical thinking. Every course, every even speech. I recall that one of our renowned public officials went to say something. People told him that he has plagiarized. It's not his statement. There is someone who said it. So if you want to say that, like Martin Luther King said, say that like Martin. Okay, like Dr. Miles said, quote, a stitch in time saves 9. That's not my quote, please, but I'm just giving an example. Let it be the person saying it. That means you are quoting. So you open the quote and you close quotation marks. You open quote and close quote. Where you are saying what the person said verbatim. That's what quotation means. You are saying it dito. You can write it down as if it's yours. It's academia. We reward you for your thoughts. Ghana, there, people, someone was asking me, this book, is there not a soft version somewhere? And I said, hey, auntie, soft version so you can download and share. Why? How will people think and create again? You have to buy. Thought it's copyrighted. Okay. Anyway, so sister, to answer you, Sister Aku, please, if you are taking what someone said, open quotes and close. And some people, because of that, they from the start of their essay, they open quotation mark. And then the end of the essay, they close. You see, and tell you that, oh, I quoted 3 pages, they quoted. Who told you? It's not that in academia. You can quote up to,
Yes.
I think, 10 words or so, where relevant. Okay, where relevant. Otherwise, paraphrase. Paraphrase means say what the person said. Careful. Say what the person said, but restate it so that you will see Aku in what Nancy said. You see, for example, maybe Nancy says a good home is one that is open to. I want to say something that you can paraphrase. So Nancy says a good home. I'm trying to define. Let me use family. Family is the one who looks out for your interest. So who do you call family? Family is the one who looks out for your interest. That's Nancy's response. Then Aku wants to reference or refer to what Nancy said. Aku can say, according to Nancy, quote, family. So quote means you will say it as I said it, word to word, and then you close it where I ended before you continue with yours. The system will not pick that as plagiarized content because you showed us who said it. Sometimes even put the year, the book, etc. Okay. But if you want to say, Nancy said, a family, the person who is a real family member is the one that will make sure that she's always concerned about your welfare. You see that you are saying what I said, but the Aku in you is capturing what I said. So you are talking about welfare, who makes sure that she's looking out for your welfare or something. Not using my exact language about, I think mine said looking out for your interest. That one will be a quotation. This one will still be you are taking from me, but you have paraphrased it. You have said it differently. It will pass, depending on how much you told it from me, you copied from. Others don't do any of that, oh, my sister. Others just take, like Rachel. I see names on the screen, so they are the ones I'm using. Like Edem Paul will go and work with Akosia Nyedubia, and then when they finish, they shared it. Cut, copy, and paste. Then they submit. The system will catch it as 100% plagiarism. Red flag. Yes, and you score 0. Okay. So I think Aku is answered. Is there any other question on the plagiarism? If not, then we are good to go. I'm sharing the lecture 1. Because we have done most of it, you see that I'll just elaborate. So we go now. UGRC150, topic 1, thoughts as objects of scrutiny. My details are there. Dr. Miles, Jimfi, Nancy. I'm a senior lecturer of the Department of Philosophy and Classics. I've said all of that already. So don't worry yourself. Hey, ready. When I mute, then the person on mute. Keep it muted. We are introducing a topic so that people can benefit. My details are there. All right. So we move. What is it? What is critical thinking? You know, all this confusion. Logic, warm, argument, kakra. I see some reasoning, deductive somewhere, hypothesis. What is all this? Oh, no problem. Before we finish the whole course, by the grace of God, you see that all these concepts and terms that are jumbled up into the concept of critical thinking, hopefully will be so clear to you. So a working definition, we have said all this, so friends, remember what Isaac read. So it is the careful, deliberate determination whether we should accept or reject a claim, okay, and a determination of the degree of confidence with which to accept or reject it. What extent of confidence will we have in that claim? Why will we accept? Why will we reject? Why will we say, oh, all the says folks that came for the interview were Christians, therefore the next person coming would also be a Christian? It's a high degree of probability, but it is not a certainty, because perhaps the next person that will come in will be the first Hare Krishna who will come for the interview. So the fact that we have had so much or so many instances, and based on that we are making a prediction of the next, doesn't mean that that prediction is a certainty. And so you see that the degree of confidence we'll have in determining how next year's voting will go. It's a matter of probability. It's not a matter of certainty. You understand why induction is probability and not certainty, whereas a valid deduction is a matter of certainty, not probability. You understand that in unit 6 and 7. But the degree of confidence we give to the claims, the conclusions we draw, you see, will vary based on how much evidence we have to support it. So that is what critical thinking does, and we have already seen. Look at the second point. So the critical thinker is concerned about how well a belief or claim is supported by reasons. I'm introducing a technical word, watch. The word reasons, I will not be using them subsequently. You'll be hearing premises. Premise. When you hear premise, I'm talking about reasons that you offer to support a claim. Premises, evidence, reasons, they are referring to the same thing. Okay, so Yaya is the last person who left the room yesterday. Therefore, she stole the laptop. For example, I'm giving you a reason why I am drawing a certain conclusion. So I'm saying that because she was the last person who left the room yesterday, then she stole the laptop. The reason is what we call the evidence, the premise, and the conclusion is what we call the claim, okay? So when I support my claim or the conclusion with evidence or premise, then I'm arguing. The critical thinker is concerned about how well I am arguing, how well I am supporting my conclusions with what? With premises, with evidence, how well I'm supporting my beliefs for example, with evidence. How well I'm supporting my position on a matter with what? Premises. That is what we try to do. Look at how you justify that. So that helps the critical thinker to expose errors in the way we are reasoning. And the errors is what we have given a technical name to. What is the technical name given to the word errors? You can all unmute and answer. I want to see if you are following. It's on your screen. Fallacies. Very good. Fallacies. Very good. If you are someone who listens to Kweku Baku a lot, yes, thank you so much. Hey,
Fallacy.
you see, a man for. You see, a man for. Hey, okay, thank you so much, big boss, madam. If you are someone who listens a lot to these are online, you hear the word fallacy a lot. In the past, you hear it a lot on the mouth of, yes, Kweku Baku. Okay. So that is it. When you hear fallacy, it just means an error or a problem with the way the person is reasoning. So we can say it's fallacious. It is not well grounded. It means that the grounds offered for the claim being drawn is not enough. The reasons are not enough. The justification you are offering doesn't support the claim you are making. It means your premises are not grounding your conclusions well enough. I've used about 4 technical words, and I'm sure that they are clear now. Okay, so let's have someone read this. So I also take a break. I see Richmond's hand. Richmond, please go ahead.
The critical thinking analysis.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead, say.
Then evaluate.
Yeah. Richmond, are you done?
Yes, I know me too.
Hey, Barry.
The critical thinker.
Yes, Richmond, please read. Read a critical thinker analysis. Please read that, okay? Thank you.
The critical thinker analysis breaks down into constituent parts, statements, arguments, and then evaluates, judges them to distinguish good, into brackets, correct for bad, incorrect reasoning.
Very good. So the critical thinker analyzes. Thank you, sir. Analyzes means breaks the claim down. I talked about the wache earlier, if you remember. He opens it out. So all men like rich cars means that your father likes rich cars. See, you are able to diagnose. That's just one statement. But when we start dealing with a passage like a whole chapter in the Bible, for example, and you are doing an analysis. So some of the folks say exegesis, okay? Or you are analyzing the state of the nation's address, or you are analyzing the, economic and whatever World Economic Forums, so and so and so, or the COVID so and so strata. Analysis then becomes even bigger. But the key thing to take note of is that when I say analyze or critical analysis, it means you are opening out the claim. You are subjecting, you are breaking it down into its constituent parts. Okay, but you are doing it critically. Critically means you don't put yourself in it. There are no emotions. You look at it objectively. So you may be a Christian or a religious person, but you may be subjecting the question about, say, for example, the existence of God critically. You pretend as if you don't even believe it and put yourself out of it. That's what the judge that is sitting in the booth there is supposed to do. She's supposed to have a posture that tries to detach herself or himself and her emotions from the matter he or she is discussing. So you do it critically. That way you are able to bring out the pros and the cons. Don't sit there and then people will say, hey, Auntie Ness, excuse me, Auntie Judge, you are a woman like me, or you're a woman like me. Obstructing your judgment. You see that you can't even judge the matter because the person is tweaking your emotions, playing with your emotions. But she has gone to pour acid on somebody's daughter. And the girl is deformed because She suspected that the girl is after the husband. Granted, let's say the girl was even, you have gone to pour acid on somebody's daughter. Now you are standing in my law court and I'm supposed to pass a sentence. And you say, Auntie Judge, you're a woman like me. You're a woman. What about the girl that I'm going to put? Is she a stone? You know, so you have to allow for critical assessment. See how the word critical means. Let the person make a judgment devoid of emotions. So when you bring the same idea to critical analysis, then it means breaking down matters critically to its constituent parts. And that is one of the skills. I've spent some time on it because sometimes people use it all over the place. That is the skill that critical thinking equips you with. You do an analysis of what statements and arguments. And then further, look at the second keyword that Richmond read for us. You are able to apply the skill of evaluation. Evaluate means you place value or judge. You evaluate. Okay, you will see that in your essays. Evaluate the so and so view of so and so with so and so. People don't understand evaluate. They will tell stories, narrate, recount. No, evaluate doesn't mean account, give an account or describe. Describe is one of the cheapest exam anyone will give. Why describe? Tell a story, narrate, give an account. No, it's not a high level question. Evaluate means judge it. Do a critical assessment. It's assessment. Look at, if I say I'm going to do assessment, what does it mean? I'm going to test it. Critically analyze the view that so and so and so and so. It means break it down, show what the implications of that view is. So if the person holds this view, it means this. It couldn't have meant that. And if it didn't mean this, then this one can't arise. And that is when you are thinking, okay, respectfully. So there is the evaluation skill and then the skill of what? Analysis. And that is what one of the things critical thinking does. So look on the screen now. All of those question asking, analysis, evaluation aim at something, dealing with everyday problems of existence. If you finish all this analysis, all this plenty of what I'm talking, it doesn't deal with societal problems. You have wasted everybody's time, including your father and mother who has paid fees, or some of us who are paying our own fees. We have wasted our time. What we engage in academia must ultimately be directed at what? A particular everyday existential problem. So you should always be looking out for what that skill will do. Someone must be thinking in Ghana. Someone must be thinking in that church. Someone must be thinking in that family. Why are we fighting over land? In killing ourselves, land that we will live. If you are critically evaluating matters, you would perhaps realize that some of them, Charlie, let it go. So we'll look at it in some practical instances later, okay? Now, the course will equip you with, I've already said that, concepts. Concept means ideas. Methods, how to do it. Tools, the working material, okay? Principles, like rules, regulations, and techniques, they are skills. You get all of those to do what? Skills for what? Tools for what? For establishing and distinguishing logical truth. Remember, I introduced you to that. Truth that is based on the logic of the language, how you are speaking. Certain truth, they are logical in orientation. So you do need to go and observe. Observation doesn't come in. See, I don't need extra information from observation to ascertain the truth or falsity. So it's a logical truth. Okay. Then you can now distinguish that. You get skills to help you distinguish that, oh dear, from what? Empirical truth. Suppose I said right now that it is Raymond Tete that was talking. Raymond, don't mind me, your hand is up. That's why I see you on the screen. You're not talking. But suppose I said it is Raymond Tete that is talking. Then Frederick Edu tells me, no, doc, it's not Raymond Tete. It is rather Benis Bemu that is talking. How do we establish the truth or falsity of that? It's a matter of observation. I will just come and check whose microphone was open, or someone will go there and see and say, it was Raymond, rather, it wasn't this Benis, or it was Benis, it wasn't Raymond. It is observation, it's an empirical truth. Understand that, because you're going to facts versus values. It's an empirical truth. The other one, which doesn't depend on observation, is what we saw, where the language cannot cohere. They can't live together. the two expressions cannot be together, or sometimes it is a necessary truth. If I say A is A, that is necessarily true. What should A be other than A? Okay, so Nancy is Nancy. You said nothing. You didn't add anything. It's a logical truth, which is true. If I say A is not A, that is A is the negation of A. She is here and she's not here. That kind of expression. That is necessarily false. It is a logical false. So statement that you don't need to go and see what A is. If I say all chichis are chichis, a chichi is a chichi. You don't need to know what is chichi. You don't need to know it. If it is a chichi, then it will be a chichi. Finished. You see that? So it's a necessary truth. These ones are the ones we call logical truth that don't depend on observation. What I need to see, I need to hear, I need to touch. No, they don't come in. All right. So some examples on your screen quickly. Let's get some readers. And we are doing substantive content. Drink water if you're at home. Okay. Refresh yourself and let's go. Reader. After you, I think I'll take Frederick. Frederick's hand has been up for a while, and Benny's also. Reader, go ahead.
So basically assess the following. 1. Witness at the law court. Jail that bachelor because with my own eyes I saw him beat his wife mercilessly. I have video evidence.
Thank you very
Should I
much, Reader.
continue?
No, please, let's diagnose it together. Now I have critical thinkers. So, who is spoiling our thing? I'll get angry. Please, I don't like, if your background is noisy, don't open it, okay? Aaron, Mauli, Amedo, your hand just shut up. What do you see wrong with this? We have a little critical thinking background now, so we can start some diagnosis. If you heard someone speaking like this at the law court, what do you have to say to that person? If Aaron is not ready, I see Samuel's hand now. Samuel, go ahead.
I'm ready, please.
Oh, please go ahead
Aaron.
then, my brother. Sorry.
Okay, please, I think this is an empirical thinking because the
Perhaps for now,
she
sorry to interrupt. For now, don't even talk empirical or logical. I'll help you slowly build it. But look at this. If I were in the court with you, okay, and then I said, this is a witness at the law court. Someone is witnessing. He says, I think you should jail that bachelor because with my own eyes, this is Nancy speaking. I'm speaking at the law court and I'm a witness of a case in court. I said, I think we should. Oh dear, sister, Mr. Rawati, mutual mic, no, hi. Oh. Then I tell you, jail that bachelor because with my own eyes, I saw him beat his wife mercilessly. Listen to what the person said. I am saying that jail that bachelor because with my own eyes, I saw him beat his wife mercilessly. I even have video evidence. She's talking and talking and talking. Now the question I'm asking the class, and Samuel will help us. Was it Samuel? No, it was Ahmed. Yes. Samuel, go ahead, please.
So a bachelor is someone who is not married. So how can a bachelor have a wife?
Excellent. That is the problem. That is the problem, Samuel. Thank you so much. So as a critical thinker, you are not looking at the picture. Otherwise, it will blur your vision of the issue. The picture media, yes, the sister's cheek has expanded. She has lost 3 teeth. So you can imagine how her face looks now. It's all sad and oh yes, we are sad for her. But please, the person who is witnessing should be diagnosed. We have to ask questions because look at what she's saying. Language. She says, you people should jail that bachelor. Why? Because he has beaten his wife. Hey, I'm sure that person will be a fan like me. You are saying, I even have video pics. The bachelor, a bachelor cannot, not that he doesn't, he can't even have a wife, let alone beat. That's the problem. So sometimes when we are at home and we hear that certain cases have been dismissed from court, then people will say, hey, this guy, after all that he did, have you asked yourself what the lawyer went to say? How can you say he's a bachelor? He has beaten his wife. What should the judge do? The other lawyer will tell you, "My lord, minyame," you know that. That's how I say, "Minyame, my lord, my client is a bachelor and cannot beat a wife." The case is dead. We'll throw it out. Because you, the one who is coming to accuse him, what's it? You admit that he's a bachelor. Bachelors cannot have wives, let alone beat them. You see, so it is in the language. And someone might say, "Oh, but this technicality," because the sister may be enjoying some benefits too. You have forgotten those ones. So say your case well, say that, "Oh, he and the lady have been coherent. I mean, I'm their landlady. They live together. You know, but the way this boy beats her, I mean, you know, that's a different matter. It can be interrogated so that the lady gets justice and the guy may also get his justice, whatever it is. But if you come and make a case that we cannot substantiate, this one, we don't need to go to the picture, the video you are showing, we don't need it. This case will be thrown out because it is already false in the language. It's a logical issue. Truth, meaning that the truth or falsity of this statement depends on the language. If he's a bachelor, then he cannot beat his wife. You see why we will have a problem with the nurse that is sitting down. They are bringing, look at the name. The person is a nurse. Apologies if you're a nurse here. Some are very good, but some too raw. Look at your name. You are a nurse. You nurse it. Osani nurse. Person is sitting in the corner in the chair. Then they are bringing an emergency. Hey, madam. What, so that the blood doesn't touch that bed sheet? We just washed it. You say nurse. We will cross in. No apology. You see, because if you know what your name is, what you stand for, you will live, you will exhibit that. Watchman, you are looking for mosquito coil so you can sleep at post. Watchman, watch, you watch with your eyes. I don't like the word security. Watch, man. What do we watch with? Our eyes. The advert is saying, when I go to work, the mosquitoes. Watchman, you are doing advert for a mosquito coil that will make you sleep at work. What kind of logic is behind the advert? It's sick. No wonder they don't show it again. So if you're a watchman, then your eyes must open. In fact, you must be happy with the mosquitoes at post because they don't let you sleep. So you live by your name. If you got these few side practical life patterns, then you see why. Say the example 3, which I have mentioned over and over again. She's the last person who left the office yesterday, so she stole the laptop. That one is not a logical truth. We need to ascertain by evidence. We need to do further observation because the fact that someone was the last person who left the room doesn't in itself mean that she stole a laptop. In fact, the owner of the laptop could have stolen it herself. She wants a new one. If it's lost, then the office will contribute and buy for it. Yeah. Let's open our minds. Open-mindedness. You see it in a minute. Okay, so this one is an empirical truth. The truth of falsity depends on what observation. That's example 3. Example 2 is a logical truth. You understand it better when we do tautology. Okay, it's technical. A or not A is necessarily true. I will explain in some detail later. So those who come and sit, football pundits, when they ask you, do you think Barca, like Argentina and the France finals, then they ask you, do you think because of Messi, Argentina will win or not? When they ask you, will they win? Will Argentina win? If you're a pundit and you have wet your sword, say they will win. Case that. If you think they won't win, say they will not win. Case that. Why? Because either way we can verify by observation. When they finish the match, you will know who won to tell whether what you said is true or false. You see that? But if they ask you, they say, oh, Argentina can win or it cannot win, depending on that. If I'm a critical mind on that, I'll say, Master, you haven't answered my question. What you have said is already true. No matter what happens in the match, it will be true. If they you say, you see, I said they win because they did this and this. It's called fallacy of hyperbole. You will understand later. Okay. If they don't, you see, I told you that they will not win if they didn't do this. Why? Because of how you spoke. And sometimes listen to the prophetic declarations 31st night. You see why they are tautologous, necessarily true. Whatever happens in the next year will make it true because they are not falsifiable. Unit 7. Keep that in mind when we get there. You will see what I'm saying even clearer, more clearer, okay? So don't say something or that same thing's negation. She will pass the exam or she will not pass the exam. This statement is already true, even if she doesn't write the exam at all. Why? Because if she writes the exam and she passes, what she said is true. Or way, another way, one or the alternative. Okay? She will pass or she will not pass. If she will pass is true, she will not pass becomes false immediately. Realize. And if she will pass is false, she will not pass becomes true immediately. So one of the alternatives is always going to happen. And if one of them happens and all statement, the disjunction is necessarily true. That's the technicality of it. So when you speak, it will rain or it will not rain, that is already true. I want to know whether it will rain so that I pick my raincoat. Then I call my meteorologist friend and say, oh, what do you think? You are the expert. Will it rain tomorrow? Then she tells you, oh, tomorrow it will rain or it will not rain. What did she say? That's not informative. You didn't give information. It's already true that tomorrow it will rain or it will not rain. That is why you are calling her. Because you want her to tell you that it will rain. If you go and it doesn't rain, then come and tell her, what born? You yourself, you don't know what's that. If she says, oh, it will not rain, and it doesn't rain, say, hey, Charlie, she said it and it has happened. But if she tells you it will rain or it will not rain, both of them, I mean, if she says it will rain or it will not rain, that is already true, okay? So it's a logical truth. We'll expand a bit more on that in Unit 7. The skills that we are going to teach, you see how I am rattling it on. I've learned it, so I know. You too learn and know. In Jesus' name, amen. But for now, know that the first one is a logical truth, which is false. The second one that's the 2, is a logical truth, which is what? True. The third one is an empirical truth. You can't say whether that is necessarily true or necessarily false because it's empirical. Observation will tell. So if you observe and what it is saying is what is actually happening out there, then you say it's true. If you check and it doesn't conform with what is happening out there, then it becomes false. That's the nature of empirical truth, observation-based truth. I say it is raining at Nungwa. If you check at Nungwa and it is actually raining, then what I said is true. If you check at Nungwa and it is not raining, then what I said has become false. So 1 minute it can be true, the next minute it becomes false. Empirical truth, that's how they are. They don't have certainty associated with them. Logical truths are not like that. If it is true, it's always true, tautologous. If it's false, it's always false, contradiction. Okay, so that's the difference between the two. She's moral because she leads a morally upright life. We have a problem with that. They're just going in circles, circularity. As soon as she entered the room, the light went up. So she calls the light up. We have seen problems with this. It is a wrong way of diagnosing the cause of things. As soon as the person entered, the light went up. Is she a thunder or lightning? Some people say, hey, doc, you don't know spiritual things. So the sister has some spiritual humility. How do we diagnose that? Me, I don't see spiritual things. You too that you are seeing, you can't let me see some. So I can't say it's not true, but we cannot use it for everyday discourse, scientific discourse. It will be difficult because then even if I didn't see anything, I'll say, I see the Son of Man sharing bread. Bring your car keys and come for the bread that God is giving. Hey, I can't see. How do I bring it? What if you are lying? You see that? So we deal with the scientifically observable one for causal reason. So you see that in Unit 9. My bachelor gave up his bachelor's to fix bachelor's. This is playing on the word bachelor. Different connotations of the word bachelor. Unit 2, you see. Bachelor as an unmarried adult male, but it's not the same as bachelor as a degree you earn in the university when you enter it at first entrance. No. So if I say I'm studying at UG to get my bachelor's, did I say I'm studying at UG to get my unmarried man's degree? No. That's a different use of the word bachelor. And as a critical mind, you want to be able to detect when people are being equivocal or ambiguous. And so this example is to show you some critical assessment going on in the use of language. So we are seeing all the units captured over there. Okay. Now, you look on your screen now. Very good. They're rounding down slowly but steadily. You will then notice that the course critical thinking is what? Neutral to the topic. Topic neutral. We don't care what the content or the subject matter is. In our examples, you've seen that we've moved from the law court to church, to family, to friends, to everyday use of language, to heaven. We just returned from heaven with our examples. The subject matter we are discussing goes beyond specific disciplines. It transcends any specific, academic discipline. It's not restricted to a specific only philosophy or only classics or only psycho or social. No, every discipline is subjected to critical thinking and analysis. Why? Because the thing called critical thinking transcends disciplines. It is topic neutral. It's neutral to the topic. If you got that, then you see why we have example. Those of you who know my academic channel, you will see that I have some of these recordings there. And children, please, I'm online. Folks, apologies. I'm at home, so while here, Saturday morning. You will get some fine examples I gave. You can find me on YouTube. Maybe I'll share that link later. Just look for Dr. Nancy Miles Balfour Jimfi. No, there's no Balfour. There's a Dr. Nancy Miles Jimfi. You can find some nice pre-recorded, sessions since we started doing critical thinking online in recent years. Then you can play them to enrich yourself. All right. Why should we be critical thinkers? All these reasons: effective communicator, invaluable problem solver. You're better at your decision. You're not gullible. Please, I'm a Legon girl. I don't like this kind of wording. This is a girl talking to the guy. You love him so much. I think he has the qualities you're looking for: God-fearing, hardworking, dedicated to you, and blah, blah, blah. But you want a wedding with a limo, 3 buffets. I'll change my dresses 6 times. No problem. What work does the guy do? And how much does he earn? His salary is 270 Ghana cedis, 12 pesos. Hey, Auntie Adwa. What do you want? A wedding with a what? Limousine. Why? Because I'm a Leganite. Why dream shots? You have a small brain. Look at example 1. You shouldn't be gullible. That's what everyone is doing. So I think I should do some. Yo, Mate. Everybody is doing the Kaba style this way. So have you looked at your shoulder? Your shoulder is not like everybody's shoulder. Put the pony on my forehead. Hey, Raya, keep quiet. Put the pony on my forehead. Why? Oh, because that is what everybody is doing. Hey, sir, everybody, have you seen the size of your forehead? It is not the same as everybody's own. And therefore, you don't want to be gullible. Gullibility means you swallow everything that you hear, hook, line, and sinker. No, a critical mind subjects matters to scrutiny before, as even your beliefs. You see, the ones that you are unable to answer or critique or raise questions about, you solemnly accept it by faith. So what I say. But you just don't become gullible. Then you swallow everything passing. Hey, even God doesn't want us to be like that. He says, come, let us reason together. Brahme and say, you come and let us reason. If you say it, then he also says it. So you see. So this one, we agreed that you won't do this, but look at what you've done. Then he says, when we finish on your sin is as red as scarlet. Me, I have the parasol to make it white as snow. But before we get there, let us reason. God doesn't say, I'm imposing it on you. I've created you to love me and respect me and bow to me every day. Machine, when you wake up, no. God wants us to think. So he's patient for you to come to that realization. It's not a sin. But when you just swallow everything, it's everybody rise up, chew the grass. All of you remain in the room. We are going to burn ourselves to death, or you are going to heaven. This way of going to heaven there. So you are not gullible, even in matters of faith, religion, politics. You see? No. The brother is wearing all the designer clothing. So you're not asking questions. How does he take care of himself like this? You should ask questions. Critical mind doesn't do that. Asks questions. Okay, it's clear about what she believes in, doesn't follow the crowd. It's an effective communicator. You speak to make an impact. You don't force people. If you don't marry me, then you can't be employed in my father's company. Hey, you're cheap, Papa. You're too cheap. Your father's company. Is the man marrying your father's company or you, sister? Beautiful you. Let him go. He must love you for you. Because your father's company will not wake up and you will not sleep and smell the agboku of your father's company. You know that agboku? Agboku is for my girlfriends. They don't understand. When you wake up in the morning and you blow the fuse on the brother, the only reason, hey, sister, today, you see that today I'm on my ladies. So next week, brother, stand by. The only reason why he can live with you for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and love you every day is because and manage your agboku is because he loves you. The heat, morning heat, is because he if the person doesn't love you and he's marrying your father's company, then stand by with agboku, send him out. The point I'm making is think through. So an effective communicator, hey, okay, so an effective communicator, a problem solver, one who is able to convince others, not by force. You use argumentation, reasoned grounds, you see, to make the person follow. So if it's faith, you can win people to God by showing them what you have seen. Paul says, what we have seen, what we have handled. And then you do what that's it. That's what we testify to you. You don't come and say, if you all of you don't follow me, then you shoot a gun. Oh, no. A critical mind is able to convince others to vote for him. You are able to sell a policy. You are able to sell a product by how you present it, your personality. So you see how we do definitions. You won't go to the fisher folks where my folks come from, and then you want to sell a product, you go and stand there all suited. What shall we suit? Lante, with profile, with accent. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I have a product that I think it won't wash. It's not the English, it's your posturing. It won't wash. Go in your fishing gear. Minister for so and so. Lunch there. Don't bring all this for real things. It will put us off. Come, speak our language, and so on. So you see why in Unit 2 we will do definitions, how to make meaning, etc., etc. Those things make you an effective communicator. You are able to do counseling. The two couples are sitting in front of you, the psycho folks. Sometimes it is not anything. They don't know how to talk to each other. The man can't communicate. I want us to be intimate. He doesn't know how to say it because he grew up in a straight-jacketed home. That's how things are. It's too embarrassing to say direct. The sister too has grown in a place that she can say, this evening, is it happening? And the guy feels, that is too profane. Don't be like that. And the sister feels the guy is too archaic. Then they are in trouble. They can't give birth. So it's not when they came out, then you go and prescribe drugs for them to give birth. No, you have to be a problem solver. Look at what the issue is. By the way they are sitting in front of you, how they are even communicating to you, the counselor. You will know that these people, they need 2 days out alone. That is all they need. By the time they come, the woman will be pregnant. It's not medicine. Problem solved. Okay. So just let your eyes.
No, guys,
Comfort,
please
can
let us
you unmute it for ourselves?
control. Yeah, let us control our mics, okay? Please.
I think it's from someone else.
It's offline. Oh.
Is it a
Yeah,
response
so I
line or
think
what?
yeah, so I think she will join very soon. So let's have patience. Yeah, but then please, if you know, you should at least have control of our mics so that at least the noise will reduce.
Exactly.
Okay. I also
All right.
Electra or speaker.
Please, you said. Sometimes you can even unmute your mic, but then you have to consider your environment. I think that would be very helpful. Taking
Because
into consideration some of us who are in the marketplace or some are very noisy, and you even put up your mic, for the distraction will be you. But provided you are in your room and you even put it on, trust me, it's not actually distracting, but still we need to keep you mute. Thank
Hello.
Yeah, I think
Hello.
Miss Nancy is online now.
No, may I class?
Is she back online, please?
Yeah,
May you
I
online
think
class?
she's back.
Oh,
But
my
then
people.
she's
Can
all right.
anyone hear me?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, we
Yeah,
can
we
hear
can
you
hear you.
loud
Yeah,
and
we
clear.
can hear you, man. Yeah,
Group
we
one,
can hear
please,
you
can
now.
anyone hear me now?
We can hear you,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
the
Yeah, we
screen
can
is
hear you.
Yeah,
red.
sure, we can hear
Yes, we
you.
can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Please, can anyone hear me? You can hear me. Very good. I
Yes, we can.
mistakenly
Yeah,
closed
yeah,
my
we can hear
screen.
you.
Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear
we
you.
can
So I
hear you
wanted to
more.
We can
round
hear
off
you
nicely.
clearly.
Thank you, Joyce, for
Madam,
trusting that
please,
you have
the screen
responded.
is gone.
Yeah.
I
The
can't
screen
see
I'm
is
the
just
off.
screen.
rounding off nicely. I keep saying
Yeah,
next week because this is group one.
Yeah.
Your class is, if everyone should register, you'll be around 3,000. We can't keep all
Wow.
3,000 of you in one group. It will not be fair to you. You won't be able to interact. So the groupings are supposed to determine where everyone belongs to. So this is group one, 8 to 10 that we are finishing. You see, next week at the same time, 8 to 10, God willing, I'll be here to continue from where I got to for your group. Right after this, the second group two, will meet. So you should sign up for a group at the site info where I showed you on the tools. If you scroll the way down on the card, you will find site info. Go there and belong to a group. Because assessment will be linked to the group. When I'm assessing you, I'll put the question and then I'll direct it to, it should go to group two. So if you are not inside the group, you won't see an assessment at your course site. Okay, so choose the group. You can attend any of the lectures. That's why we have shared all the links, because you are working or it's a weekend. Maybe this morning, for some reason, you have to go for a wedding or something, then you don't lose out on the topic. So there are 3 of us teaching. But if you stick to a specific group through to the end, it helps your continuity. Where I have raised, I'll build on it, God willing, next week, and then wrap it up nicely, guided by the course out. Okay, so I'll make group 1, 8 to 10, God willing, next week. Group 2 is also my group. So
Hello,
right
please.
after
I have
this,
a
I think we
question.
have a 30-minute break. Then we start 10:30 to 12:30. I'll repeat the same content for those who have signed up
all right,
for
ma'am.
that group. Then I think Dr. Morgan will do 3:30 to 5:30 still today for the third group. You see, then tomorrow Sunday, Dr. Mr. Okansi and myself will have 2 concurrent groups. So his group will be meeting, I'll be meeting because of your numbers. Okay, so that is to explain that.
All right.
Where we got to is a fine place. I just wanted you to see the background to critical thinking. What have you, and then the skills you develop if you do critical thinking, and most importantly, how you can apply those skills to problem solving. Now, if someone wants to ask a question, you can.
Okay.
I would
All right.
Yeah, please,
think
I have
of
a question.
sharing the link to this recording to the class if you want to. I just don't want us to have too many links. People end up not studying any of them at all. Then it becomes plenty work for you. Okay. So I see some hands up. If it is a genuine question that you want to ask, then you may want to ask it now. But if it was to read for me, then please drop your hand now and then we can end for the day. Thank you so much.
Hello,
For your
Miss
time. I
Nelson.
think you comported yourself
Hello.
well. So I want to applaud you for that. I hope that the subsequent groups do same so that you can get lecturers to come and
Okay.
impart knowledge to you.
Yeah. Miss Nancy, please
Please,
have
I
something
still
to say.
see 12 hands. Are they? Is any of them a question? If it's a question, you send me an email. I'm glad to assist you. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Miss
Have a wonderful
Miss
week.
Nelson, it's Nelson.
And
It's
all the
not a
best.
question though.
Take care.
Hello, Miss Dr. Mouse. Please, it's me, Nelson.